Welcome, guys. So we should be live. Welcome to the future. Welcome to our new live studio. You're all very, very welcome. Let me show you around a little bit. So we've got 4 cameras. We've got our overhead camera, so we can see this. We've got this camera, so I can talk to you. We've got our screen, so I can show you stuff on the internet. So we can go straight in there if you want. And we can also go to this camera where I can show you everything on this whiteboard or blackboard if you want. So you're all very, very welcome, guys. This is the first time we've ever done this. And it took about 4 months to put this studio together. So things might go wrong. And if they do, don't worry, that's our problem. All right. So what I thought I would do today is just test that everything is okay and help you guys out at the same time by doing a live Q&A, so question and answer. So if you have any questions, guys, let me know. But first of all, can you see me and hear me, and is everything okay? This is a live show, so some of your internet connections might be not great. But let me see, everyone's saying hello. How many people have we got? We've got 34 people. Helen says yes. Everything seems to be okay. And do you like the setup, guys? Is it good? Do you like the way that we can switch cameras? We can do different things. Hello. So let me know what you think. Maybe it's not as impressive as I think it is. All right. So we got a flashing screen. So everyone says we're okay. Okay, guys. So what we will do is, if you guys have any questions, just let me know and I'll put the questions up on the screen. I can't guarantee that I will answer 100% of the questions that I get, but I will try and answer as many as I can. But what I'll do is I'll pick the questions that I think will benefit the greatest number of people. So if you have any questions, someone says, cool, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Someone says, that doesn't work. Does it work? Yeah. Could you show the setup again, because you were showing it when the live started? Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have multiple different cameras. So we'll be able to teach live. So this will be like the main talking head camera. So I'll be able to talk to you here. What we'll also do is we'll have an overhead camera. So this is the overhead camera. So we can like look at books. We can bring this in and we can write on it. We can look at essays. We could correct essays. There's a lot of different things we could do there. We can also use this camera, which is a little bit weird at the moment. But what this is an interactive board. So we can write whatever we want here. So what I can do is I can put lessons up here, and then we can do the lessons together. What I can also do is share my screen with you guys. So if I need to show you something, for example, on IELTS Advantage, I can do that. So there's many, many, many different options. So our goal basically is to recreate what it's like to be in a real classroom, but online. And as far as I'm aware, we're the only people that have this kind of setup and are able to do that. So that's what our goal is, but we need to work out all the bugs and everything first. So what I'm going to do, guys, is look for your comments. So let's see if we can find the first comment. Oh, I nearly forgot. We're also giving away our VIP course. I'll tell you about that at the end. So let's see if someone's waiting. Okay. So let's see if we can find the first question. Someone says it looks expensive. Yes, cost around $10,000 to put this together. So more money than this YouTube channel makes in a year. And let me see. Okay, so first question, sir, my reading is not improving. I show all you videos, still it's hard. So the problem that you're probably having, Aksar, is that you think that watching videos is going to improve your IELTS score. That is not how it works at all. Let me take you over here and I'll show you kind of how we teach our VIP students and how the most successful students get the scores that they need. So the first thing they do is they learn. So this could be a book, this could be a course, this could be a classroom, or it could be a video, a good video online. So this is where we input knowledge, all right? The problem is that you think that all you have to do is this, but this is the first step. The next thing you need to do is practice. Whoops, what happened there? Let's delete that. Need to practice. So let's say, for example, you are trying to improve your reading. So what you would do is you would get one of these practice books. You would do it under exam conditions, and then you would go to the back and you would look to see which ones you got right and which ones you got wrong. That then gives you feedback. So there's two types of feedback, from a teacher and self, from yourself. So for example, if you were just looking at this and you were seeing which ones you got wrong, which ones you get right, that is giving yourself, whoops, I kicked the thing. Shouldn't have kicked that, sorry. That is giving yourself feedback. So let's say, for example, you do this. Let's say this is your test. And you see that you got all the true, false, not given ones correct, apart from one. That is feedback that there's no problem with your true, false, not given. Well, not a big problem. But let's say these are multiple choice ones here, for example, and you got all of these multiple choice ones wrong. That is a clear indication that you need to work on multiple choice. The second type of feedback is teacher-led feedback. Now, teacher-led feedback is mostly for speaking and writing, because you're outputting something, so someone needs to listen or read to your output and give you feedback on it. And you're not IELTS experts, so you can't give yourself feedback. So those are the two types of feedback that you need to be aware of. And from that feedback, you then learn, okay? So you learn from the feedback, and then if you need to learn more, you do more practice, more feedback, and learn more. This is how real Band 7, 8, and 9 students get the scores that they need. Students that fail over and over and over again just do this, or they do lots of this and none of this, or they get really bad feedback from people who don't know what they're doing. So Aksar, hope that was useful. I'm sweating. It's winter in Ireland, and I'm sweating because of I don't know whether you can see, but there's these lights are very, very warm. Apologies if you have to look at my sweating, but good question. Okay, so we're getting a lot of questions about general questions. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, guys. This is the first time I've done this, so. Okay. So we're getting a lot of questions like this. How to improve X? All right, X could be speaking, writing, listening, reading, vocabulary, grammar, fluency, pronunciation. In a live Q&A where I'm giving you a 2 to 5 minute answer. I cannot tell you how to improve your speaking or your reading or your writing. But I have created whole courses, some of them free, some of them paid, that answer these questions. So let me show you how you can find them for free. Let me move this down. And let's go here. Okay. So if you go to our website, IELTS Advantage, and go to resources and hover over resources, it will show you writing task 1, writing task 2, speaking, reading, listening, vocabulary. So these are the big general things that people say, how can I improve this? So what you can do is, let's say you want help with your speaking. You can go in here, and in each of these, it will give you all of this information. But the good thing is that I normally include like a free course at some point. So free IELTS speaking course, you can click on that and it will take you here where you can sign up for that. Now, I have those free courses for reading, for speaking, for writing, for listening, for everything. All you have to do is just go to IELTSadvantage.com and find them and click on them and do them. So that's how you can do that. And most of them are free, but our VIP course is not free. Okay, so let's see now. So a lot of you are asking these types of questions. Can you give reading tips, tricks, hacks, shortcuts, things like this? We at IELTS Advantage do not teach any tips or tricks or hacks or shortcuts because they don't work. Students love them, and we would be a lot more popular if we gave students them. But our goal is not to be popular. Our goal is to be effective and to help you improve your scores. So no, we don't teach tips or anything like that. What is a premium strategy for true, false, not given? There isn't anything, there aren't any premium strategies. There aren't any best strategies. They are strategies that help you and strategies that don't help you. Luckily for you, we do a whole video on this. So if you go IELTS Advantage reading, so if you go onto YouTube and put in IELTS Advantage reading and you scroll through these, it will take you to, oh, there's us live there. It will take you to this one, how to answer any IELTS question. We do a strategy, a step-by-step strategy for every type of reading question. So you can check that out if you want. I know that I'm the answer to a lot of these questions. I know it is go and look at other stuff, but there's no point in me giving you a 2-minute answer that is not very good when I have spent days or weeks creating a very comprehensive lesson that is much, much better. Okay, so let's see. Just a quick, I know we say we don't give tips. Just a quick tip, guys. I don't know what it's like in your country, but here, if someone is helping you for free, just try and be polite. Like, say please and thank you. Like, can you help me with some speaking tips, please? Thank you. If people are giving you their time for free and you are not polite in this country, they're not going to help you. So just a little tip for when you move here. Okay. So I have a problem in reading. Okay, so here's what to do if you have a problem in reading or listening. Let me take you over to the overhead camera and show you. So this is a real IELTS Cambridge past papers book. What you want to do is you want to get one of these and you want to do 2 or 3 of these under exam conditions. So then what you do is you go to the back and you correct your mistakes and you identify your weaknesses. All right. So by doing this, you're going to look back and then identify your weaknesses. So what weaknesses might you have? Big ones for you still see that? Yeah. So big one is spelling. Another one is not reading instructions. Another one is skills. So it could be that you don't know how to skim, you don't know how to scan, you don't know how to close read. You find it difficult to listen to multiple people speaking at the same time. Those are all skills that you need to work on. The big one, I'd say the biggest problem and the one that's going to take a lot of work to fix is vocabulary. A lot of people say, I'm not good at reading or I'm not good at listening. It's mostly that you're not good at vocabulary. So if you can't understand what you're reading or you cannot understand what you're listening to, a lot of people say, oh, they're speaking too quickly, or I couldn't understand the accent, or something like that. A lot of the time it's just you don't know those words. So you need to improve that. Or it might be specific question types. For example, true, false, not given, matching headings, multiple choice, something like that, that every time you do them, you get something wrong. So you need to get a strategy and practice those. So you don't have a problem in reading. You have specific issues that you need to identify and then work on those. But that's how you do it. All right, so. I can't understand which sample should I read for writing. Tell me, please. So the first thing that you need to think about is, why are you reading samples? Samples are not going to help you improve your writing. That's why you're reading them, right? So if you're doing something and your intention isn't working, then why are you doing it? So if you are reading samples to improve your writing, but they're not improving your writing, then don't do it. Don't do, no. There's an expression in computer programming: the best code is no code. The best IELTS preparation is no IELTS preparation. Don't do things that don't improve your score. So that's one thing. Your next question is probably, well, they do improve my writing. No, they don't. The World Cup was on a few months ago. Billions of people watched the World Cup. Did billions of people get better at football? They were watching the best footballers in the world. Did they get better at football? No, they probably got worse because they were sitting on their ass instead of practicing football. Watching lots of people do IELTS mock speaking tests and looking at lots of sample essays does not really improve your score. My students use them a little bit differently, and they actually do improve their scores, but they do it completely differently. So let me show you where you can find that on I need another screen. Not another screen. I think I've got like 15 screens between my different offices for one person. All right. So if you go to our YouTube channel and you just go to recently uploaded. So that one there, 100 IELTS essays. So that's If you just Google 100 IELTS essays, IELTS Advantage, it'll take you to that video there. And what that video does is it gives you 100 real sample essays from real students that got a band 7, 8, and 9. But the most important thing that that video does is it shows you what not to do and what to do with sample essays. So good question. Hopefully that answered your question. Let me just find the next one. Is it important to write every detail in writing task 1? No, it is actually more important. It's important to not write every detail, because what the question asks you to do, so let's go back over here. Let's go here. Let's find a sample. Okay, here we go. Let me just straighten it up for you. So in this sample, what does it say? Summarize the information. Okay, so the first word there, summarize. Summarize does not mean write every detail. Summarize means the opposite. All right, it means do this. Select and report the main features. Main features are the most important information. So the key information, the most important information. So if you have a look here, what you're not going to do, you're not going to write about this point, and then this point, and then this, 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 and that. That would be silly. But what you can do is kind of divide it into blocks. All right. So what you can do is kind of divide this information into different stages. So if we look here just at the squares and we block out, let me get a couple of pages, see if I can get. Let's use my rental agreement. Let's rip that up. It's all boring stuff anyway, so we'll just rip that apart. So if we just cover this and we just look at that, then all we have to do is talk about this point to this point. Okay, so it started off at about 0.25 and went up to about 0.5. So we don't talk about it started off at 0.25 and then went up to 0.5 and then went down to 0.25 and then went up to 0.5. We don't do that. We just report the most significant information and summarize it. Started off at about 0.25 and went up to about 0.5 in 2011. Then we can look at the rest of the data, and we don't need to talk about this point, this point, this point, this point. What we can do is just talk. And then in 2013, it increased steadily from 0.5 to 2. So you see how you do it a little bit by just weird the cameras, by cutting it up into sections and then summarizing those sections. It makes it easier to talk about. There's a lot more to it than that. Check out our website for a lot more information on how to do that. Okay, so what's the best source for vocabulary? The best source for vocabulary, so let's go through. So for vocabulary, let's go with don't and do. The big one is don't memorize lists. There is no such thing as a band 9 list of words or a band 7 list of words or magic words or whatever these guys are telling you. It just doesn't exist. All right. The human brain cannot remember vocabulary by looking at a list. All right. So don't do that. Next one is translations. Do not look at a list of words in your language and words in English. Doesn't work, because the part of your brain that deals with translation is different from the part of your brain that deals with outputting vocabulary. So it just doesn't work. And then also, there are words in English that do not translate into your language. And there are words in your language that do not translate into English. So you're going to get very, very confused, waste a lot of time, use up a lot of brain energy, let's say. YouTube videos that say X number of band 9 words. So you'll see these 7 band 9 words or 7 magic words or 7 words to get a band 9. These are all bullshit. All right. It's just, it's great for YouTube. The people are great YouTubers, but they're not great IELTS teachers. Do this. Read a book. Okay. Sounds extremely simple, but the simplest ideas are always the best. How does anyone learn vocabulary in their native language? They read books. All right. People who read books have a very good vocabulary. People who don't read books have a very limited vocabulary. The book should be obviously in English, and the book should be something that you like. All right. It doesn't look like a heart, but it is a heart. I'm terrible at drawing. Show something in English that you like. So even if you love football, read a book about football. If you love gardening, if you love poetry, if you love videography, whatever you love, read a book about that, because you will do it consistently. If you read a book called 100 Band 9 vocabulary words that guarantee that you will magically be the best IELTS candidate in the world ever, that is going to be as boring as looking at that wall. All right. But if you read something that you love, then you're going to do it consistently. Number 2, note unknown words. So get yourself a notebook, and every time you see a new word or a new phrase or a new idiom or a new collocation, whatever it is, note that word down. Number 3, add info. So this will be meaning. This will be pronunciation. This will be synonyms. This will be collocations. This will be examples, sentences. So if you have a word and you have all of this information, you're going to remember the word. And then what you do is review notebook. So you're going to have a notebook. Sorry, that's a little, it's like Star Wars. Oh, here we go. I'll not do that in case people have epilepsy and then they do. Turn that off. See how easy it is to be distracted? Let's put that. So you have this notebook that's full of vocabulary. You're going to review that, let's say, once a week. And then while you review it, you're going to try and use that new vocabulary while you're practicing your speaking, while you're practicing your writing. This doesn't work. This does work. This is easy. This is difficult. All right. Easy things generally don't work. More difficult things do. The reason why this is not taught on YouTube is when you make a YouTube video saying, use this difficult strategy for 6 months, no one clicks on it. But when you make a YouTube video called memorize my magic list of words, everybody clicks on it. So, you know, they are great YouTubers. They are terrible teachers, most of them. Okay. So this is a very common question that we get. I need this score. Can you help me? How long will it take? I don't know. Anyone who answers that question with anything other than I don't know doesn't know what they're talking about. Because let's just see quickly to band, say band 8 or 9. Let's think about all of the different factors we'll factor into that. Current level. Sorry, this is not working. That's supposed to be level, current. If you're at a band 5, it's going to take you way longer to get it to a band 7 than someone who's at 6.5 to a band 7. What are your weaknesses? If you just have some small grammatical errors, make you weak. If you have major pronunciation errors, it will take you maybe months or maybe even years to fix. Work ethic. If you work very, very hard, you will get the score that you need much quicker than someone who doesn't. That's obvious. I don't know why this isn't working. This thing costs like $8,000 and it doesn't even write properly. Mindset. So what does mindset, what is your attitude? So for example, if you respond positively to feedback a lot faster than someone who has an ego and won't take any feedback. What's another mindset thing? If you want the IELTS score that you need as quickly as possible and you go and book the test before you're ready, that is a mindset issue and you're going to fail. Whereas if you do the opposite, which is you try and get better first and then you book the test, you're going to do it much, much, much faster. So things related to your mindset. The other is money. The more money you are willing to spend on your IELTS preparation, generally, the faster it's going to be because feedback costs money. Good courses cost money. Teacher time costs. If you're trying to do everything for free, you can do it, but it will take you 10 times longer. So that's a general rule. So money, work ethic, mindset, weaknesses, time. So if you are a working mother who is a doctor, you will have maybe 30 minutes a day to study, and you'll be exhausted during those 30 minutes. With no husband or wife, then you might have 8 hours per day to study. All right. So there are hundreds of other factors that answer this question. How 7? So that is a very, very long way of saying, I don't know. All right. But it is much better to tell you that than to tell you, oh, we guarantee 2 weeks. That is bullshit. All right. That is marketing, that is sales to try and get you to get into someone's course. I don't, but it's the truth. Okay. Jump. Do you have an online course? Yes, we have free online courses that are just short and give you the fundamentals. And then we have our VIP courses, which are the most successful IELTS courses in the world. That's not our opinion. That's just based on we have more advanced success stories than anyone else. Those are expensive. So yes, we do. But the good news is we're giving 3 VIP courses away this weekend. So stay tuned for that. I'll give you more information on that. How can I know what does the VIP course on writing include? Go to our website, go to VIP course, click on it and read the information, or email us and we'll tell you information. It's faster if you just read it yourself. I'm not a very good salesperson, so apologies if that was a little bit blunt, but you know, I don't have time to try and get you to buy the course. Excellent. Wow. Someone whose name I cannot pronounce, and I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I'll sound really stupid, but I got my excellent. Well done. Congratulations. All thanks goes to you. No, all thanks. You shouldn't us. You did the work. All right. You did all the work. So congratulations. Hope that you have a good weekend. Crack open a bottle of champagne and celebrate. Or if you don't drink champagne, do whatever. What do people do to celebrate that don't drink champagne? Robert, no. So I think you're from Vietnam. With the silent G, isn't it? No, is it no? Or no? My wife's Vietnamese, so that doesn't mean I'm good at Vietnamese. I'm terrible at Vietnamese. Band 9, if they started out as a band 8. Percentages of people who actually get a band 9, and it's one, for most countries, it's 1 in 10,000. All right, so band 9, 0.01% of people get a band 9. That's not my data, that's data IELTS.org. That is 1 in 10,000 people. Other things that have a 1 in 10,000 chance are getting hit by lightning. You have about a 1 in 10,000 chance of getting hit by lightning. Being injured by a toilet. About 1 in 10,000 people will be injured by a toilet at some point in their life. Of getting into the NBA or NFL, you have way more chance of getting into Harvard, for example, than getting a band 9 because it's 1 in 10,000. So what you need to ask yourself is, why do you want to do something that only 1 in 10,000 people will ever do? If it's something really, 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 really important, then do it. But if there are other important things in your life than getting a band 9, go and do those things, especially if those things have a better ROI, return on investment, investing money, investing time. Because doing anything that only 1 in 10,000 people can do takes a huge amount of effort and work and time and money. So why do you want to do it? To my knowledge, the only job that you need a band 9 for is to work at IELTS Advantage. That's the only job in the world that I'm aware of that you need a band 9 to become a teacher in the VIP course. I don't know of any others. And I probably wouldn't. Statistically, we reject about 99% of people. Good question, though. There's a few more of those up. It doesn't work when the screen is white. You can't see the writing, so that's why I have to change it. All right, so okay, good question. How to generate ideas quickly for speaking. All right. So if you're not really generating ideas. Generating ideas is more something you do with writing, which is like a conscious. Let's change this. I'm going to draw a brain, the thing that's in your head, but the drawing, let's say this is your brain. All right, I know it's a terrible looking brain. I'm not an expert on the brain, but this is happening in your brain. This is the thinking of your brain. All right, this is the conscious part of your brain, and it is generally slow. So let's say, for example, you're writing an essay. You're going to be using this front part of your brain, your conscious. The back of your brain is things that you do automatically. So the best example is when you're learning to drive a car, your first lesson, you're thinking about here. You're thinking about everything. But when you're driving a car for 10 years, you don't think about anything at all. You do it automatically. And this is very fast. All right. So why am I showing you this? For speaking, if you think, it's actually quite bad. Why do I say that? So if you're using this part of your brain, it is slow. It is also conscious. So it's going to, your fluency is going to go down, okay? Because you're actively thinking about something. So imagine I asked you to explain something very, very, very complicated that happened in the past. You wouldn't just automatically thinking about it. All right. Imagine I asked you about something you learned in school, fluency. That is an example. I'm using this part of my brain because I'm writing, I'm thinking, and talking at the same time. So that's why I made that mistake. All right. What was I talking about there? Let's see, I'm thinking now. In the speaking test, if you are thinking of the most difficult, most complex, most original, most entertaining, most high-level ideas, you're automatically going to be using this part of your brain, which will be very slow and will affect your fluency. All right. It's also going to interrupt your ability to think of vocabulary, grammar, and may also affect your pronunciation. Because you're thinking too much, this is going to be an issue. So we use our automatic part of the brain to talk about things that are easy to talk about, that we've talked about a lot, that we don't really have to think about. So if we think of the easy things, then our fluency, our vocabulary, our grammar, but especially our fluency, are all going to improve. So that is a very complicated, long-winded way of just saying, don't try to generate ideas. Think of the easiest idea to talk about. So if, for example, you asked me, what are you going to do this weekend? Well, I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. I would have to use this part of my brain to think about what am I going to do this weekend, because I don't really know. I would have to think about it and think what I'm doing. So I'm not actually going to say that at all. What I'm going to do is just pick something that is easy for me to talk about. I'm going to pick something that I do nearly every weekend. So this weekend, I'm going to take my little boy to Belfast, to the shopping centre, because he likes to go and look at sports shoes and things like that. And then we will go for some junk food like McDonald's. So I've done that so many times that I don't really have to think about it. And that makes it easy to talk about. Right, so hopefully that will help you. Okay. So guys, we are running out of time. I just wanted to show you the different things that we have. I wanted to show you like this. I wanted to show you, this isn't working very well, this camera, but we'll get that working, where we can really focus in on the board so you don't have to worry about me. And we have this wide angle shot. So if I didn't answer your question, I'm really sorry, but we don't have time to answer all questions. But let me tell you what you can do instead. So if you have a question, just go to Google and put into Google IELTS Advantage and question. IELTS Advantage speaking, IELTS Advantage true, false, not given, IELTS Advantage pronunciation, IELTS Advantage how many words should I write in task 2, for example. And it will take you directly to either a video or a course or an article that will answer that question for you for free. So that's how you can do it. Is this weekend we're running a giveaway, and 3 people are going to win our VIP course. Our VIP course worth $250. 3 people are going to win it. Second prize is we're going to give you a $100 voucher that you can use for any of our VIP courses. So to enter, it is in the description of this video. Go to the description, click on that link, enter your email, and on Monday, sorry if you heard that loud noise, we will draw the winner. I'll be posting it over the weekend on our Facebook and Instagram and our YouTube channel, and I'll also be emailing all of you who are on our email list with that. So all you have to do is just click on the link. Thank you so much, guys. This was the first time we've ever used this new setup, but hopefully it worked out. And thank you so much for joining me. And if you need anything, feel free to get in touch. I don't know where to look. I keep looking at the questions, but I need to look here. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you again soon. And good luck with the giveaway. Thank you.